In the early days of the 20th century, the streets of New York were filled with the sounds of many tongues. It was a new world, crowded, uncertain, alive with promise, yet aching with loss. Among the countless souls who arrived from the Old World, carrying what little they could, came men and women of the Orthodox faith, from Syria, Lebanon, Russia, Greece, and beyond. They came seeking work, safety, a better life. But in this strange land, one thing was missing: their church, their liturgy, their language, their priests. They were faithful exiles without a shepherd, and God sent them one. His name was Raphael Hawaweeny, and in him the Orthodox Church found its first true bishop in the New World. Raphael was born in 1860 in Damascus, Syria, a city with ancient Christian roots. But these were difficult years for Christians in the Ottoman Empire. His parents, Michael and Miriam, were devout Orthodox, but they lived through times of persecution. During the violence of 1860, when Christians in Damascus were attacked and churches were destroyed, Raphael's family narrowly escaped death. His parents fled with him to the safety of Lebanon, and there they made a promise: if God spared their child, they would dedicate him to his service. From his earliest years, Raphael's heart was set on the church. He studied at the Patriarchal school in Damascus, showing a keen mind and deep humility. Later, he went on to the theological school of Halki in Constantinople, one of the greatest centers of Orthodox learning. There, among students from across the Orthodox world, Raphael's faith and intellect matured. He became fluent in Arabic, Greek, Russian, and English, a gift that would later make him a bridge between peoples. After graduation, he was ordained a deacon, and soon his path led north, far north, to Russia. In Russia, Deacon Raphael continued his studies at the Kazan Theological Academy. He was deeply impressed by the devotion and generosity of the Russian people, their love for the church, their reverence for beauty, their missionary spirit. He later wrote, "In Russia, I saw a faith that was both ancient and alive, a faith that reached not only the heart, but the world itself." It was in Russia that Raphael became convinced of a great truth: that the Orthodox faith was not bound by nation or tongue. It was truly the church for all peoples. This conviction would become the foundation of his life's work. After completing his studies, he served briefly in Kiev and returned to the Middle East as a priest, a man prepared for whatever mission God would give him. That mission would soon call him across the ocean. By the late 1800s, Orthodox immigrants from the Levant, especially Syrians and Lebanese, were arriving in America in large numbers. They worked in factories and textile mills, as peddlers and laborers, scattered from New York to Pennsylvania, from the Midwest to the West Coast. They wrote letters home, begging for help. In 1895, the Russian Orthodox Mission in America, then based in San Francisco, appealed to the Church of Antioch for an Arab-speaking priest to serve these faithful, and the church sent Father Raphael Hawaweeny. When he arrived in New York, he found not a parish, but a mission. Families met in apartments, prayed in storefronts, and yearned for the divine liturgy in their own tongue. He began immediately to visit the scattered communities. By train, by horse, by foot, Raphael traveled from city to city, baptizing, hearing confessions, blessing homes, celebrating the mysteries wherever he could. In the span of a few short years, he organized 30 parishes across the United States and Canada. Everywhere he went, he taught that the Orthodox Church in America must be one, not divided by nationality, but united in Christ. He once wrote, Orthodoxy in America must not be Syrian, Greek, or Russian, but simply Orthodox. His tireless service caught the attention of the Holy Synod of Russia. In 1904, they made a historic decision. Raphael would be consecrated Bishop of Brooklyn, becoming the first Orthodox bishop consecrated on American soil. The consecration took place at St. Nicholas Cathedral in New York under the Russian Church's authority, a sign of unity and love between Antioch and Russia. As bishop, Raphael continued his travels, his teaching, and his pastoral care. He founded the Syrian Orthodox Benevolent Society, built churches, and established a journal, Al-Kalimat, the Word, one of the first Orthodox publications in North America. Through it, he preached faith, charity, and education, reminding his flock that they were not strangers in America, but missionaries of Christ's light. He also helped organize Orthodox faithful of other backgrounds, always encouraging cooperation and unity. He believed the Orthodox Church in America had a destiny to bring the fullness of the ancient faith to a new continent. Bishop Raphael's final years were marked by constant travel and tireless labor. He often fell ill, but he refused to slow down. In 1915, while visiting parishes in the Midwest, he collapsed from exhaustion. He was taken to Toledo, Ohio, where he reposed in the Lord on February 27, 1915. He was only 55 years old. His body was taken to Brooklyn, and thousands gathered for his funeral. Orthodox of every background, bishops and priests from many jurisdictions, and ordinary people whose lives he had touched. He was buried in Brooklyn, but later his relics were moved to Antiochian Village in Pennsylvania, where they remain a source of grace and inspiration. In 2000, Bishop Raphael was officially canonized as saint by the Orthodox Church in America and the Antiochian Archdiocese, a recognition of what the faithful had known for generations, that he was a true shepherd, a father to the orphan church in America. His life is a reminder that holiness is not limited to monasteries or ancient lands. It can flourish wherever faith is lived with humility and love. Saint Raphael's mission continues in every parish that welcomes the stranger, every liturgy that unites people of many tongues, every heart that remembers the words of the apostle. There is neither Greek nor Jew, but Christ is all and in all. Today he is remembered as Saint Raphael of Brooklyn, the Good Shepherd of the lost sheep in America. His life planted the seeds of orthodoxy that would later blossom into the many churches we see today. In his journeys, Saint Raphael crossed deserts, oceans, and continents, but more than anything, he crossed the distance between heaven and earth. He taught that the church is not bound by place, but lives wherever hearts are lifted to God. Holy Father Raphael, Bishop of Brooklyn, pray to God for us. Well, I hope you were inspired by the life of Saint Raphael. And if so, I have a favor to ask. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Maybe give the video a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell, comment, all the things that everybody always asks you to do. Again, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.